Hey, how you doing? Welcome to this week's update show for the Nutrition Challenge. Okay, first, we've got Angela's team leading first place. We've got Carla in a very close second. And then we have Coop's team in a very far third. Alright? We're going to talk about a few things for this week and to carry on to the next 3 weeks. Some things to remember are every week's a different week. So, if you had a really bad first week, you can go into the second week and it's a brand new week. Those points that you had in the first week don't count for or against you. The only way that they'll really change is if in the end there's a tiebreaker. It'll come down to who has the best team average. So, although they do count, they don't. You just have to outwork everybody every week. Okay? Couple things. Really try your best to help your team captain. They have a lot on their shoulders. They have a lot on their plate. They're going double checking and triple checking all your stuff to make sure you get all the points you deserve and take away points that you maybe improperly logged. And then they should be also giving you feedback of why you lost those points and why your score was different. Okay? Communication is key. Okay? Make sure if you're confused about something, communicate with your leader. Make sure they know what's going on with you. And also communicate with me if you have any questions. Okay? Let's go over what is a meal. Okay? Now when you see the words meal next to anything, for example, post-workout meal, it must contain all 3 macronutrients. Okay? Protein, which can be found in this little egg here. Carbs, which can be in this sweet potato, banana, onion, cabbage, and fat, which is actually found in the yolk of the egg. However, you don't want to have too much of that because that could exceed blocks or just too much fat in one setting. Hold on 1 second here. Follow me off the set. I'm making what's called a French press. Those of you who don't know, you're about to become winners. Alright, so what I have in here is already the beans were whole and I grinded them down, not too fine, not too coarse. Now I'm going to pour it in here, the boiling hot water. There's no real technique to pouring it in. I just kind of lean it on the side. Cool, boom. And don't forget to say boom. Alright, put it back on your stove on a towel or something. Make sure you turn your stove off. And then we're just going to let that sit there. We'll come back to them later. Okay? The grinds are sitting in there. How is it different? It's motivating and it's a lot stronger. Okay? Alright, so the meal. Make sure your meals are balanced. Now, if you're not zone blocking them, that's fine. However, it's really... the ones who are going to win at this and the ones who are ultimately going to get the most benefit are going to zone block paleo foods, just from what I've seen. Now, it is harder to do, and there's only so much broccoli you can eat in one sitting, okay? But there are other ways to get the carbohydrate in, okay? So, carbs, you got your spinach, cabbage, sweet potatoes, broccoli, asparagus, onions, peppers, you name it, okay? We want to talk about soy for a second, so we'll bring it over here to my friend Walt.
Alright, so a couple questions have come up recently about soy and soy protein and just eating like soybeans or whatever. And I posted on the Facebook Nutrition Lifeline a link to a website that goes over some of the health dangers of soy. We're just going to kind of go over some of that here now. So I've actually got it up, and I got a couple other things up. So I think the most important ones are that soy consumption can block your thyroid hormones and can cause hypothyroidism and thyroid cancer. In a couple studies that's been found, and also that just a few, I think like 2 glasses of soy milk, if a woman consumes that, can alter her menstrual cycle, which sounds pretty crazy to me. I don't have any personal experience with that, but it sounds like it's a bad thing. For men, it reduces testosterone. It'll lower your sperm count. It will increase breast tissue. There's just a whole host of problems. You can type it into Google. 1,000 different things will come up, but I think that just looking at those few should give you good reason to steer clear of soy. It's found in a lot of things, so if you're in the grocery store and you're looking at the back of a package or whatever and it says soy, just put it right back on the shelf. You can't have it. It's not good for you. It's not paleo. If you go on Rob Wolf's website, he'll go on a big rant about it too. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, you know, one thing to really think about that was pretty crazy about the testosterone. You know, as a man, the older you get, the less you have of that, right?
Yeah.
And that's important, especially with sports performance. You know, so you know, say you're a guy going over 40, maybe over 50. I definitely want to steer clear of that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and post those links to our Facebook group on our Nutrition Lifeline, so look out for those. Even though we've posted one already, we're going to go ahead and post the 2 that we found. You found 2 of them, right?
Yeah, I got 2 more. I'll be putting
Yeah, we'll just post them on there because a lot of people have a lot of questions about that. So that'll answer all your questions. All right, so military folks, there is a base galley, and you can get a paleo meal there somehow. Okay. Instead of going into the line where they serve all the, you know, whatever crap chow, you can go over to the salad bar, and they have a lot of options there. Tell us about some of the options they have there.
So, I know they just recently were doing some remodeling over at the Chow Hall at Mayport, and I don't imagine that they changed the salad bar any because they were doing construction over there. So what I used to do was I pretty much skip the line because that's a whole bunch of garbage. It tastes like junk anyways. You go to the salad bar. What do they got? They got a big thing of lettuce, spinach, chopped up fresh bell peppers, and they got tuna, a ton of tuna. I used to just take about a fistful of that. I would reach in to the thing. Don't care about, you know, what anybody else thinks. I'd reach in, I'd grab a handful of that, and I'd throw it in a bowl. I'd throw in a handful of bell peppers, some lettuce, some spinach, and oil and vinegar, and salt and pepper. They also have, last time I checked, they had a ton of fresh fruit. They had cantaloupe, they had oranges, apples, bananas. Did I say pineapple already? So this
sounds like they got the whole deal there.
Yeah, they do. It's there. You just gotta look, okay? Don't just go through the line and be like, oh, okay, there's nothing paleo here, I can't eat. Just take a second, walk over to the freaking salad bar, and, you know, this and this are good, throw it all in a bowl, and enjoy, okay? It's not bad. The stuff was great, actually. I liked it a lot.
Outstanding. That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, my wife and I, we both served, and I never went over to the salad bar when I was in, but I didn't know anything about nutrition. I was all about getting that fast chow, burgers and fries, baby. Not anymore, though. All right, so let's talk about gun decking, okay? This is a nautical term, okay? Most of you, oh, hold on a second.
Yeah,
Before we get into gun decking, we might want to press this.
God, this smells good, Coach.
All right, so let's turn this thing around. All right, now it's somewhat of a delicate process. You don't want to smash it down really hard. Just kind of ease it down in there.
If you do push it down too hard, what you're going to find in your coffee is a bunch of coffee grounds, okay?
Yeah.
Don't get ahead of yourself here.
And the water might pump out on you.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. Just like that. Now you can pour yourself a fresh cup if you want.
Yeah, I'd enjoy some of that.
All right, well, let's get you a cup there, bud.
Yes. That looks good.
Look at that. That's precision right there. That's probably dead center in the middle. Bam. No spillage.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so gun decking. Gun decking, in other words, is fudging logs. All right. Now you want to keep your log going daily. Write down what you did. Look, when I was a kid growing up, something cool on a computer was Oregon Trail. Guess what? It's not on there anymore. So get with the times. Those of you who have an iPad, iPhone, all these kind of apps where you can plug stuff in so you can remember it, write it down, just do it. It's really not that hard. I use my Notes app on my phone all the time, and I can even just say what I want to write. I don't even have to type. So what I do later on is I can just go to my notes, select all, and I can email it to myself, and then from there it's just a copy and paste. That's really as simple as it can get. Make smart choices with your smartphones. They're a tool. They're not really phones. Before were just making a call, getting in contact with somebody, but use it to make you more efficient. I'm not telling you to everything you do, like, hold on a second, let me see if I have an app for that. Wait, don't drink that coffee, let me see if I have an app for that. No. Be effective, be efficient, okay? And gun decking, that's falsifying information on your log. It comes from, most ships have what's called a gun deck, and the gun deck isn't really where they store guns, but that's what they would, what the enemy would perceive as where the guns would be. So it's a false deck, therefore falsifying information. Anyways, that's gun decking. So those of you who don't know, no gun decking. All right, let's talk about some PRs of the week. Okay, we've got Pedro hits a 275-pound behind the neck split jerk.
Sick.
At a soaking body weight of 130 pounds. I'm just kidding. He's about $150, maybe on a heavy day. We got Scott Morrow hits a 385 back squat. We've got Dog Steve, we'll just all call him Dog Steve, does 50 strict handstand push-ups in the WOD. It was 10 rounds for time of 5 handstand push-ups, 5 thrusters, with a 20-minute time cap. Steve hits all 50 and happened to do them strict. Guy can't kip yet. We're going to teach him how, but he finished at about 17:58, about 2 minutes under the time cap. Pretty impressive for the old guy. Grandma is about down, I think, about 8 or 9 pounds, and she's actually starting to do a little bit of CrossFit, doing a few ring rows in there, getting her walk on, and so on. So she's somewhat drinking the paleo Kool-Aid. Now we're gonna start get her to drink the paleo, or start to get her to drinking the CrossFit Kool-Aid. Okay.
All the videos for those lifts and stuff can be found on the YouTube page. It's becoming a lot more active. If you're watching this, it's on the YouTube page probably. You can see all that. There's a playlist. I think it's like cool stuff, PRs, random, you know, whatever.
Oh yeah,
it can all be found in there. And I think, I don't know, is that it?
Points. There's one thing about points. Okay, so as I looked at the point sheet more and more, I wanted to see how clear and concise it was. And there are actually a couple of gray areas. One of them is where you get 1 bonus point for more than half of your carbs being from veggies. Now, technically next to that it doesn't say per day, but it happens to be in the same block of bonus points as everything else that's only worth a daily 1 point. However, if you can get an additional 1 point per meal if all your meal is more than half of them are from veggies. Okay? So, if I have my zone paleo blocked meal and all of it is veggies or more than half of it is from veggies, then I get my 1 bonus point. So that would be a 4-point meal, vice 3. Okay? So there you have it, folks. Let's keep pushing forward. Hope to see you all Saturday for the Team WOD. Have a nice rest of the afternoon.